All right, this is going to be a fun interview. Cameron Brate just won the Super Bowl championship. Another one of these tight ends, Waddle, who is from the Chicago area.
He's had a fantastic career. I think like 29 or 30 touchdowns in his career so far.
Yeah, he signed a good deal with the Bucs. Didn't you at one point have Brate on your Waddle team? You were always a fan, weren't you?
Of course I was. Local guy, good player.
And let's talk to him right now. Cameron Brate, who went to Naperville Central, joins the Waddle and Silvy show right now on the Corona Hotline. Cameron, great to talk to you. Congratulations. How you feeling today?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me. I'm feeling good. The celebrations have died down a little bit, so caught up on some sleep. Feeling good.
I was going to say, have the parties gone away, or is there just a delay in the next one?
No, I think the parties have gone away, at least for the time being. Guys kind of flew out, went back home, but yeah, it was a good little week-long bender last week.
All right, so I want to ask you, I want to play you some audio, and it's great to talk to you. This is from last week, and we hammered the person who brought this up, wanting Tom Brady to apologize to all the silversmiths, and you were on the opposite end. I'm sure you've heard this, but in case you missed it, this is somebody who claims that their dad created the original Lombardi trophy. Take a listen.
And it takes a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of hours go into it. It just really upset me that this trophy was disgraced and disrespected by being thrown as if it was a real football. I didn't sleep for the past 2 nights because of this. I was that upset because I know the passion that goes into this trophy and how my dad and all his fellow silversmiths are so proud to make this. I personally would like an apology, not just to me and my family and the other silversmiths, but to the fans.
Yeah, out of here.
So Cameron Brate, who's joining us now, was the one who caught the Lombardi trophy.
Can you imagine how angry she would have been if Cameron had not caught that?
Man.
Are you or is Tom Brady going to issue her an apology?
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Tom, and ask him about that. I'm not going to apologize. If anything, I should be praised by her.
Absolutely.
I kind of saved it.
Yes.
But, yeah, I think that's kind of what happens when you give the wrong people a microphone and a camera right there. Yeah, that was pretty unbelievable. I got a good laugh out of that.
What are you thinking, Cameron, when Tom is starting to even look like he's going to throw this thing? Was this planned or was this just spur of the moment? What are you thinking when that thing's in the air?
Yeah, no, it definitely was not planned. I thought he was going to fake throw it, and luckily, we were celebrating, so I had some drinks already, so I really wasn't thinking about much, and I think that was a good thing, and that kind of took the pressure off me, and just I caught the football part of it, just what was natural. It was a great throw by Tom. I mean, what else would you expect?
Usual.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a cool little moment, Yeah, we kind of got the Lombardi trophy in the news. That lady, I think, should have been pretty pumped about that, but yeah, I guess not.
It's amazing. Cameron Brate joining us. He's from the Chicago area. It's Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. Waddle and I, we're two guys who we love to have a drink or two or three. And we were talking about that boat party, the boat parade. Was it as fun as it looked? Yeah.
No, it was honestly, I think I commented probably 10 times to people around me that I think that was the best day of my life. It was unbelievable. I don't know how you go back to a normal parade, not on a boat. The boats add a whole new element. It was amazing. It was so much fun. My fiance turned to me and was like, "Yeah, you guys should win the Super Bowl more often." So it kind of gives us a little incentive to do it again.
Give us a little insight into just how much fun a guy like Gronk is, and being in your tight end room every day, playing with him, and then getting a chance to just know him away from football as well.
Yeah. So Gronk was a guy, in college that I really looked up to. You know, I went to school in the Northeast, got to see, not in person, but watch a bunch of Patriots games on TV. Always wore the Gronk jersey every Sunday.
Wow.
So to actually be able to play with him was pretty unbelievable. So Gronk is like, I've said this before, but Gronk is not like a funny guy. He just makes everything so much fun. Like he'll tell a joke and it's a horrible joke and he'll just start laughing and then you can't help but laugh with him. Like he just makes everything a blast. And yeah, he's pretty much as advertised, both as a player, as a person. Yeah, he's pretty incredible to be around.
I was going to ask you, just where is his skill level at as well? Because, I mean, we all thought a couple of years back he was the toughest cover of the National Football League. He's too fast for linebackers and safeties. He's too big for corners and nickels. Is he still playing at a really high level?
Yeah. It took him – I mean, he always looked, like, amazing to me when I first started throwing with him. Like, I'd heard these – reports like, oh, Gronk is like small now, like he's lost it. But no, he can still move really well. I mean, he's impossible to cover one-on-one, mostly because of his size. Like he is just like abnormally large, like long arms, like just like a very tough cover. But he does all the dirty work too. I mean, he's a great blocker, super unselfish. Like there would be games where he wouldn't get targets this year and he was still cracking jokes in the locker room afterwards. Like, he doesn't care at all. But he definitely still is an unbelievable talent, unbelievable player.
Super Bowl champion Cameron Brate, guy from the Chicago area, joining us. It's Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. So you tell us a story about Gronk, that you're wearing his jersey, you go to Harvard, you look up to him. So what was it like then in the same dynamic that Brady comes to town? And then, like, how does that relationship go? I mean, is he texting you originally, and how did that sort of evolve into a tight end teammate and not someone that you're just looking up to?
Yeah, so Tom, like Gronk, was another guy I looked up to, like, my whole career, just, like, the way he took care of his body, the way he approached the game, whatever. And I thought, like, never in a million years Tom would ever come to Tampa. Like, when the news broke that he was going to Tampa, it was, like, during the beginning of the pandemic, and I was like, this is, like, we're living in an alternate reality right now. Like, Tom Brady doesn't come to the Bucs. But, yeah, so when he signed, he called. There was me, Chris Godwin, and Scotty Miller, another Chicago guy. We were all in Tampa at the time, so he called us to organize, like, a little throwing session. 7 a.m. one Saturday morning, and I did not sleep a lick the night before. Like, I was so nervous just to run routes and catch passes from him. But, got a good first impression. He makes you very comfortable. He definitely assimilates very well into the locker room and with the guys. And I think everyone, the first time they meet Tom, it's like a little bit like hard not to be starstruck, but he's very natural in the way he talks to everyone and makes you feel comfortable around him. And I mean, the difference he made within our entire organization, like, that's the reason we won the Super Bowl. Last year we won 7 games. We didn't really have that different of a team year to year. But just the impact that he had within our building was so big. Just the belief that he brought.
It sounds, Cameron, like we've always heard that Tom Brady makes everyone better, and it's not just because he's the accuracy and everything else. It's what he demands of himself and what the example he sets is. In a lot of ways, I mean, there's a lot of kind of football talk about things like that, but is there a real aspect to that Tom Brady being in your building makes everyone better?
No question. The belief that he kind of instills in everyone else. He'll tell it to you verbally, like he'll give you the belief, the reinforcement that you need, make sure that everyone's on the same page. But like a couple times this year, we were down double digits at halftime, and it's hard to come back in those games. But just like the fact that we had Tom Brady as our quarterback, like all of us knew we weren't out of it. All of us knew that, like, shoot, like we're going to come back. We've seen him do it. We've seen him do it in the Super Bowl on the biggest stage. but he really does. Like he just makes sure everyone's on the same page in everything that we do. Some of those processes, like he definitely played a huge part in improving that within the team and even within like our practice structure. And yeah, like even as a 43-year-old, like he has enough physical ability to get it done, but it is the intangibles that he has over any other quarterback, like any other player, I think, ever in the history of football. Like that's what makes him so special.
It's Waddle and Silvy. We're talking to Cameron Brate, who's a Chicago area native, Super Bowl champion on the Tampa Bay Bucs, tight end. Did you grow up as you're playing ball in Naperville? Are you a Bears fan when you're growing up, or did you pick a different team?
No, I was like a diehard Bears fan. I used to always watch the Fox postgame live with Waddle. Growing up, me and my brother. No, we were diehard Bears fans. All my buddies are still Bears fans, so like I kind of have to hear it, like all the chatter, mostly about Trubisky, but I still have to hear it from the Bears fans. Like I know everything that's going on with Chicago Bears still. Chicago Bulls I keep up with. Hard to follow baseball, too many games, but like I follow the Bulls a lot, and I still I'm forced to hear about the Bears.
Of course.
All right, well,
now, on that front, I need to ask you, okay, because a couple of things here. Some will say that your guys lost to the Bears here in Chicago on that Thursday night actually was positive for you guys and kind of got you guys reset and pointed you in the right direction. I contend that Tom forgets what down it is. If he thinks it's third down, instead of fourth down, he hits the back and the check down, and you guys get the first down, and the Bears end up losing that game. Did Tom Brady forget what down it was, Cameron?
I will not say. I will. Yeah, I plead the fifth. I got no clue. I will not say. But yeah, no, that was a very bad loss for us. We definitely should not have lost that game.
You find yourself traded to Jacksonville if you told us the truth, right?
Please no. But yeah, that was a tough game for us. That was a game that we definitely kind of like look back on. Yeah, that was not a good loss to the Bears.
Yeah. We're talking to Cameron Brate. You had a great postseason. I mean, you went 4 catches, 80 yards against Washington. You had 4 catches at the Saints. You had 3 catches and a touchdown against the Packers. So here's this mega Bears fan who's growing up in Chicago watching Waddle's post games, and you're in the NFC Championship game at Lambeau Field catching a touchdown in that game. Is that the biggest moment of your career?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this was the first time I'd ever played in the playoffs this year. I've been a part of a lot of bad Bucs teams, a lot of tough losses over the years. So, yeah, like a lot of us on the Bucs, like we are not used to like the playoffs, and all of a sudden we find ourselves in the NFC Championship game and then the Super Bowl. Like it happened so fast. It was such a whirlwind, and yeah, it was just an incredible year. It was so much fun to be a part of, and yeah, to score in Lambeau in the playoffs, that was pretty sick. Yeah, it's definitely something I'll always remember.
Cameron, how about the tone that your coach sets? I mean, we've always been, Silvy and I have also been fans of Bruce Arians for years now. How's he to play for as a head coach?
All the players love BA. I mean, he works us really hard, like throughout the entire year. Our training camp practices, like he'll split us up into 2 fields, so everyone gets a million reps, like as many days in a row as you can, like as the rules allow it from the league. Throughout the year, we still practice pretty hard throughout the year, run a ton of plays, but he's super loyal to everyone that plays under him. He always has our back, and he makes coming to work fun. Like his meetings are unintentionally funny in the morning, kind of him cussing guys out and stuff like that. But no, he's a blast to play for. The whole coaching staff he's assembled, probably the most complete coaching staff in the league. Can't say enough about Todd Bowles and the defense throughout the whole postseason. And Byron Leftwich is a guy that's going to be a head coach in a couple of years for some team, and really the whole staff. But it starts with BA, and yeah, he has a good time. Yeah. He's a fun guy to play for.
Cameron Brate from the Bucs, Super Bowl champion, for another minute on Waddle and Silvy. So candidly, like if your buddies are texting you and you mentioned the Trubisky stuff, if they're texting you and you say, hey, Cam, what about Jameis Winston for the Bears? You played with him. Would you suggest, yes, he should be a guy the Bears should look at?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've gotten that text a bunch over the past year. So, yeah, my friends are like, they're Bears fans first, but like kind of Bucs fans second. So they've all seen a bunch of Bucs games. But yeah, Jameis is a guy. I mean, undeniably talented, great locker room guy. No one will work harder than Jameis. I loved being his teammate. I thought he was a great player. Obviously, his last year, he had too many turnovers in Tampa, but I think that extra year, this past year he had under Sean and Drew, was just such a year for him to kind of like take a step back without all the pressure that was put on him in Tampa, and really to kind of hone in on his skills and just kind of see the game in a different way. So he's a guy that I think is going to have a ton of success still in the league. I think the future is really bright for him, whether it be in Chicago. I think he'll probably, have a chance to be the starting quarterback for the Saints, but who knows how it'll shake out.
Well, it was a blast talking to you.
It was fun.
Congratulations. And we're doing a road trip. So a bunch of us from the radio station, Carmen DeFalco, who also went to Naperville North. I know not your high school, but a Naperville guy nonetheless. We all used to take guys' trips and go see the Bears play. This upcoming year, we're taking our young kids to go see Bears and Bucs. So hopefully we can meet you in person if everything's back to normal. We'd love to have you on again.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun, guys.
Yes. Congratulations, Cameron, and continued success.
Appreciate it.
There you go, Cameron Brate. What a guy.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.